Hello and welcome to Emma's ESL English. One of the earliest episodes that I did, I talked about my hometown and I said we get a lot of weather here. A student of mine asked me how she could use this statement. What I mean when I say we get a lot of weather here, let me give you an example. On my birthday, my family and I went out for a walk in the Lake District. When we left here in the morning, it was pretty sunny, but there was snow on the mountaintops as we drove. My mum and I went for a walk around Grassmere, and it was lovely and sunny. I took my coat off. It was very, very warm. At the end of our walk, we went for a cup of coffee. We were sitting in the coffee shop. Half an hour later, there was a pretty substantial hailstone storm. I will put some pictures in the blog so you can see what I mean. And by the evening, it was raining. That, my friends, is a lot of weather. Having started with this idea of we get a lot of weather, I realized that a lot of you probably learned about weather at school. You know, it's a sunny day, it's a rainy day. But how much further can you go? In the UK in particular, we love talking about the weather. It's a really common small talk conversation. What I've done for you today is put together a bunch of different words and phrases that we use to describe weather, and hopefully that will expand the possibilities for you to talk about this a little bit more with your friends. We're starting from the good weather, progressing ever further down into the colder, wetter, or more horrible weather. It's rare for it to be hot in the UK, especially where I live. But in the summertime, 25 degrees or more, we would come into the house going, oh my goodness, it's like an oven out there. For humid weather. So when it's hot weather and it makes you feel really sweaty and horrible, we can say it's hot and sticky. Ugh, it's so hot and sticky out there. And then the last one, when it's really, really hot but quite dry outside, we could say, oh, it's red hot out there. I'm afraid that's all we have for the sunshine. Down we go. Okay, foggy. Depending on where you live in the UK, fog is pretty common, especially because we're a pretty small island. We get a lot of coastal fog. Can't see a hand in front of my face. That's really thick fog. And the second one is pea super, meaning very bad fog. You can't see anything. If it's cloudy, we have overcast, those days when it's just solid cloud and you can't see any blue sky at all. And something's brewing. We can say, wow, look at those clouds. Looks like something's brewing. And that means, you know, those big storm clouds where you've got really dark gray colors in them. Then we feel like, uh-oh, something's coming. Okay, that's it. We've hit the rain. Depending on where you live in the UK, you can learn a lot of words for rain. And I lived in Scotland for 17 years. The first year we moved to Scotland, my mum always tells us it started raining in August and it did not stop raining until March. That's not an exaggeration. In the west coast of the UK, north of Glasgow where we lived, it rains a lot. Different kinds of rain. So we have these days where if you look out of the window, it kind of looks like it's foggy. But once you get out there, it's actually raining. We call that fine rain. Another word very similar, it's drizzling out there, drizzle. The next ones are all much more extreme weather. When it's really a lot of rain and it's coming down very hard outside, then that's what these ones are for. So we can say, oh, it's really coming down out there. Or, oh my goodness, it's raining cats and dogs. I like that one. That's a proper idiom, that one. It's raining cats and dogs. It never rains cats and dogs. It doesn't even rain frogs here. It just rains rain. But it's raining cats and dogs is a real idiom. It's sheeting down. So when the rain, it looks like solid outside because it's so heavy. There's so much rain. We can say it's sheeting down. And the same kind of rain, we have an idiom. It's coming down in stair rods. So if you've got heavy rain coming straight down. And hammering down, that's kind of the same. When it's bouncing off the road, we can say it's hammering down. Can you tell? I'm excited about weather. That's me. Hello, my name is Emma. I'm British. I'm excited about weather. Okay, don't panic. We're nearing the end. Hail. We don't have a lot of words for hail, but we will happily exaggerate. We will quite commonly say, "Did you see the hail? It was the size of golf balls." That just means it was big. Google it. In Scotland and other places, I have seen hail the size of golf balls, but in my area, they're making it up. It's an exaggeration. Thunder is the and lightning is the light that flashes across the sky. So we talk about a clap of thunder. We're nearly at the end. The last one I want to give you is a Scottish one. So if you say this anywhere else in the world, they won't have a clue what you're talking about, but I want to share it with you. So in Scotland, they say it's blowing a hoolie out there. Hoolie. So this is when you have a really big storm outside. Quick story. When I moved to South Korea, I went with my big waterproof jacket. I was ready for that monsoon rain. And my kids in my school would laugh at me and they would say, "Teacher, where's your umbrella?" I didn't have an umbrella. Everybody in Korea, they didn't wear big jackets. They used umbrellas. It took me a year to figure out what was going on. And what I realized is in Korea, when it rains, very often the rain comes straight down. In Scotland, the rain comes sideways. So where I live in the UK, almost always, if it's heavy rain, it's also very, very windy. So you need a big jacket if you're going to go outside because your umbrella is going to be inside out and broken in 2 seconds flat. If it's crazy weather like that, then you can say it's blowing a hoolie out there. 2 bits of trivia for you. The first is in the UK, we often say there's gold at the end of the rainbow. There isn't. I've looked. When you see a rainbow in the UK, sometimes you get half a rainbow. Sometimes you manage to get the whole arc of the rainbow. And we have this belief, I think it's tied to the Irish and leprechauns. If you get to the end of the rainbow, you will find a pot of gold there. Don't trust anybody who tries to get you to follow that pot of gold in that rainbow because it's not there. And the second one is a saying that we have. I would be really curious, wherever you guys live, tell me if this works where you live. Because in my country, this is a very old saying. This saying is true. It totally works. So I'm really curious about whether this still stands up elsewhere in the world. This changes depending on where you live. If you live in the middle of the country, it's the shepherds who said this. If you live at the seaside like me, then it's the sailors, okay? So the saying goes, red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in the morning, sailor's warning. Or shepherds, as the case may be. So, what this means is if when the sun sets at night, all of the clouds turn red or pink, then that means tomorrow will be a lovely day. But get yourself up at 4 in the morning and see the sunrise, which obviously a sailor or a shepherd would be up to see, and there's red sky in the morning, then you need to put your coat on because it's not going to be a very nice day. In my experience, this is true. So that's my big question for you. Please tell me where you live in the world. If the sky is red at night, is it a nice day tomorrow? Let me know. I want to let you know I'm going to do a supplementary blog for this episode. I realized, as I was compiling this episode, I realized that we have a lot of weather songs in the West. And quite a lot of those songs are super duper famous and quite good kind of talking points, or people would be aware of them. So I'm going to make a supplementary blog for you guys with as many weather songs as I can think of, which hopefully will be kind of fun for you to check out, and it will be also relevant. If you ever living in a Western country, you'll probably hear those songs, or people my age or older will probably talk about those songs. Okay? I hope it's going to be useful for you. I hope this was useful for you. I had too much fun talking about the weather. If you guys have any questions for me, not necessarily about the weather, about English in general, please send me an email. You can email me at emmaseslenglish@gmail.com. And I will leave the link to the blog in the information from this podcast. So it should be pretty easy for you to find, but you can go to emmaseslenglish.com. Okay. Thank you for tuning in to Emma's ESL English. I am looking forward to talking to you next time. Please get in touch and share with your friends. Bye!